The South Asian region is rich and diverse in culture, tradition and religion. Back in 2010, South and Southeast Asia was home to 4.1 million people living with HIV/AIDS. More than half of those infected lived in India. And while other countries in the region, such as Bangladesh, Pakistan and Nepal, had and still have a low HIV prevalence in the general population, rates among key populations that engage in high-risk behavior were high and to date remain high. The rate of HIV transmission among men having sex with men, or MSM, and transgender is significantly higher than other adult groups in the region. Their access to HIV and health service is limited and they are largely deprived of economic and social opportunities. Furthermore, South Asia harbors deep-seated stigma and discrimination, including punitive legislation against key populations, including MSM and transgender people. The region lacks the socio-demographic and behavioral data required to inform inclusive policies and resource allocations. In this context, in 2011, the Global Fund funded the Multi-Country South Asia HIV Program, MSA, to strengthen regional HIV interventions by scaling up of evidence-based advocacy and capacity-building initiatives focusing on MSM and transgender communities.
Save the Children is not just a service provider, but we also look at ensuring policies are put in place that can enable the communities that we serve. So this MSA program really helps us to pursue that agenda.
In recognition of the difficulties that some population, particularly men having sex with men and transgender, have to access HIV diagnosis and care. And this is mainly because of the stigma and the discrimination that they are suffering. And in the mandate of the Global Fund, we promote equal access to HIV care for all.
The goal of the program is to reduce the impact of and vulnerability to HIV among MSM and transgender people in 7 South Asian countries by bolstering regional mechanisms to support in-country activities more effectively through the use of South-South collaboration. In 2011, the program commenced under the PRship of Population Service International based in Nepal and continued its implementation under leadership of UNDP Bangkok Regional Hub between 2013 and 2015. Since 2017, Save the Children has been implementing the grant with its national and regional sub-recipients. The program employs 3 strategies to accomplish its goal: creating enabling legal and policy environments, strengthening community systems to deliver essential services, and developing strategic information and strengthened program implementation and monitoring capacity. MSA program in Afghanistan and Pakistan focused on behavior change communication through community outreach, IEC and condom distribution, HIV testing and counseling, and treatment of sexually transmitted infections. In 2017, over 60,000 MSM and TGs were reached in both countries, out of which 25,985 were tested for HIV and 498 were diagnosed as HIV positive. Around 11,000 were diagnosed and treated for sexually transmitted infections. Overall, the project covered 42% of MSM in Afghanistan and 63% of MSM and TG people in Pakistan respectively, against the size estimation through comprehensive HIV services and packages. Advocacy efforts of MSA program in Pakistan has also yielded tangible results. On 9th of May 2018, Transgender Rights Protection Bill was endorsed by the country's parliament, embarking an era of the equity and equality for the transgender people in Pakistan.
We did the consultation with the community and we went to the daras of community and different daras of community and asked them to explain about the issues, and we all the issues we put that issues in the bill, and we put that bill to the National Task Force. During the entire process, the National Commission of Human Rights were very supportive to us, and they were very supportive to push that bill to take forward into the next step. And after that, the bill got approval from the Parliament and got signed from the President of Pakistan.
This is the National Human Rights Commission of Bangladesh. Tanisha Yasmin Chaiti has been working as the front desk officer here. Thanks to the advocacy and capacity building efforts of MSA partner Bandhu, Chaiti is the first Hijra person to be employed at an institution of this repute.
আসলে হচ্ছে আমি যখন আমার জীবনে আমার যুদ্ধটা শুরু হয় যে আমি কিভাবে বাঁচবো, কিভাবে সমাজে প্রতিষ্ঠিত হব, সমাজে কিভাবে সম্মানের সাথে সমাজের মূল স্রোতধারায় ফিরে যাব, আমি আমার শুরু থেকে চেষ্টা করেছি সবসময় ভালো থাকা, ভালো জায়গায় চলা, ভালো মানুষের সাথে কাজ করা, ভালো প্রতিষ্ঠানের সাথে যুক্ত হওয়া। তারই পরিপ্রেক্ষিতে আমি এখানে কাজ করতেছি। তো আমি চাকরিটা খুব এনজয় করতেছি, কারণ আমার দিয়ে শুরু হলো।
The National Human Rights Commission has also developed an anti-discriminatory law which is currently undergoing vetting by the Ministry of Law and Parliamentary Affairs and endorsement from the Parliament.
We prepared this draft in consultation with the members of the civil societies as well as the state actors. We had series of discussions, and there are some organizations in Bangladesh like Bandhu and some other organizations who have also been working for a long time.
Additionally, the government of Bangladesh also recognized Hijra as third gender in November 2013, a significant recognition for the community by the state. As a result of the successful advocacy efforts of Bandhu, several government as well as non-government organizations and agencies, including the National Legal Aid Services Organization, the Election Commission introduced separate boxes for third gender in their forms. The National Curriculum and Textbook Board has developed and recommended supplementary reading materials on Hijra community for primary level students. Joyita Poli is a member of Hijra community. She's an entrepreneur who now runs a boutique whose products are in high demand. She has not only created her own niche in the boutique business, but also provided employment to hundreds of women and girls.
তার মধ্যে 2014 সালে হচ্ছে বিজনেস প্ল্যানের উপর একটা প্রশিক্ষণ পাই। বন্ধু আমাকে হাতে কলমে শেখায় বিজনেস প্ল্যান কিভাবে করতে হবে।
Considering her work and contribution as a small entrepreneur, the government of Bangladesh awarded her with Joyita Award in 2017. This is the bill introduced by Mr. Tiruchi Siva, a member of parliament in India from Tamil Nadu in 2015. The bill contains significant provisions for the LGBTI community, including on education and employment, a national commission, fast-track court, and medical aid. The bill was passed in the upper house of the parliament on 24th April 2015 and sent to the lower house of the parliament. The bill was the result of consistent advocacy and engagement of MSA partners, Voluntary Health Services, VHS, and the humps of our trust with policymakers and politicians such as Mr. Siva. Subsequently, the Government of India also introduced the Transgender Persons Protection of Rights Bill in 2016, taking inputs from community forums and civil society organizations.
Through this policy, they're also planning to look at various different things, including housing, including job opportunities, which also includes education. So I think once this is implemented at the ground level, we can definitely, people will start, being benefited from that.
One of the significant steps has been recently made by the Supreme Court of India, where MSA advocacy agenda has been taken forward by two major partners of Save the Children, VHS and HST. On September 2018, the country's Supreme Court made a decision to annul key provisions of Section 377 and decriminalize sexual relations between lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and intersex LGBTI people. From now on, any discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation will be treated as a violation of fundamental human rights. As recognition of the LGBTI community, the government declared April 15th as Transgender Day in Puducherry and Chhattisgarh. Other accomplishments include the formation of transgender welfare boards in Bihar, Gujarat and Uttarakhand states. In Chhattisgarh, a syllabus on transgender people has been included in the school curriculum, and the local government has announced various welfare schemes for transgender people.
On the road, last right.
Meet Vaishnavi. She started driving an auto rickshaw in 2002 and is the first transgender auto rickshaw driver in India.
This is my house. This house give government. This is my kitchen. This is bathroom and toilet. My own house.
With the support of MSA partner CBO, Vaishnavi, along with other fellow transgender people, approached the state government for housing facilities. After 4 years of lobbying, the government finally provided 234 transgenders with apartments. Initially, the other residents from the locality protested.
அதுக்கு பிறகு இங்கே இருக்கிற மக்கள் இங்கே இருக்கிற பெரிய ஆளுங்க எல்லாரையும் கூப்பிட்டு வச்சு இங்கே லோக்கலில் இங்கே ஒரு சமுதாய நலக்கூடத்தில் வந்து ஒரு ட்ரைனிங் ஒன்று நாம் வச்சோம். அது மூலிமா இங்கே இருக்கிற மக்களுக்கு வந்து திருநங்கைகளை பற்றிய ஒரு தெளிவூட்டல் பயிற்சியை கொடுத்துருக்குறோம். திருநங்கைகள்னால் யார், அவங்க இன்றைக்கி எந்த நிலமையில் இருக்கிறாங்க, அவங்க நிறைய டெவலப்மெண்ட் ஆகியிருக்கிறாங்க அப்படின்றத அவங்களுக்கு சொல்லி புரிய வச்சுருக்குறோம். இப்போ எந்த பிரச்சனையும் இல்லை. இப்போ பப்ளிக்கும் திருநங்கையும் மிங்கிள் ஆகி தான் இங்கே வாழ்கிறாங்க.
But today, the residents' perception of transgender people have undergone a transformation. This is the Constitution of Nepal. The Constitution contains several articles that enshrine the rights of the sexual and gender minorities in Nepal. In fact, in September 2015, Nepal became the first country in South Asia to constitutionally recognize and protect LGBTI people.
संविधानले चाहिँ यो समुदायका मान्छेलाई विभेद गर्न पाइदैन भन्ने एउटा प्रावधान राखेको छ. नागरिकतामा चाहिँ उनीहरूको पहिचान खुल्ने गरी नागरिकता दिनु भन्ने कुरा उल्लेख गरेको छ.
The Human Rights Commission of Nepal has also worked to protect and promote the rights of LGBTI community in the country.
ह्युमन राइट काउन्सिलको समितिमा विभिन्न समितिहरूमा छलफल हुँदाखेरि नेपाल सरकारले यौनिक अल्पसङ्ख्यकहरूका अधिकारहरूलाई थप सुनिश्चित गर्नको लागि त्यहाँ भोटिङ गर्नुपर्ने एउटा अवस्था आएको थियो र गत वर्ष राष्ट्रिय मानव अधिकार आयोगले परराष्ट्र मन्त्रालय र नेपालको जुन मिसन अफिस छ न्युयोर्कमा हामीले पत्राचार गरेपछि नेपाल सरकारले पहिलो पटक सधैँ त्यसमा चाहिँ भोट नगरेर बस्ने र यसपटक भोटिङ गरेर त्यसको एउटा पक्ष राष्ट्र पनि भयो नेपाल.
Similarly, several ministries have also worked to ensure rights and provide services to the LGBTI community and ensure their rights in government plans and policies.
उहाँहरू मार्फतै पनि आयोजनका कार्यक्रमहरू सञ्चालन गर्ने भनेर यौनिक तथा लैङ्गिक अल्पसङ्ख्यकका संस्थाहरूलाई विगत 1-2 वर्षदेखि हामीले बजेट पनि विनियोजन गरेका छौँ.
नेपालमा चाहिँ नि अहिले एचआईभीको 5 वर्षे रणनीति बनेको छ 16 देखि 21 को लागि. त्यो रणनीतिमा पनि एलजीबीटीआई समूहलाई को लागि विभिन्न क्रियाकलापहरू गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने खालको पनि स्पष्ट रूपमा नीतिमा उल्लेख गरेको छ र त्यही अनुसार रणनीतिहरू बनेर कार्यान्वयन र क्रियाकलापहरू पनि भइरहेका छन्.
Such extraordinary achievements are the results of the consistent advocacy efforts by MSA partner Blue Diamond Society in collaboration with several national and international actors and stakeholders. In 2015, the Supreme Court of Nepal decided and subsequently ordered the government to issue passports in 3 genders, other being one of the 3. Subsequently, several LGBTI people have received passports in the other category.
मेरो पासपोर्ट पल्टाइदिए अनि मेरो फोटो अनि त्यो अदर्स लेख्दाखेरि चाहिँ एकदमै खुसी भएँ.
Bhumika Shrestha has a passport with the other category and has travelled to numerous countries with the passport. This is a tailoring learning centre in Bhutan. Chiring Poko is learning tailoring again. When he was young, Chiring had to leave school as he faced so much stigma, discrimination and abuse due to his gender identity.
I was bullied a lot, I was locked in toilet, that's kind of situation and things created a boundary for me where I had to drop from school.
He regained his confidence after he networked with other people in the community and attended trainings organized by MSA partner Laksam and even became a part of the movement. Chiring is a talented individual who rediscovered his passion and strength to now pursue his dream career of fashion designing.
The LGBTIQ has been already given a human face in Bhutan, and now Bhutanese people know that how LGBTIQ people look like, how they talk, how they think, what are their aims and ambitions.
The Bhutanese government has incorporated information about MSM and transgender people in various curricula to reduce stigma and discrimination and improve health services related to HIV.
We have integrated the stigma and discrimination capacity building curriculum into the existing health curriculum in the University of Medical Science.
In Sri Lanka, the MSA program focused on advocating for policy change for transgender and MSM people. MSA partner Family Planning Association contributed to the revision of the national constitution to ensure that the fundamental rights and freedoms of all sexual minorities are guaranteed. MSA efforts enabled a breakthrough in Sri Lanka, as in 2016, the government enabled transgender people to change their documentation according to their self-determined gender identity. The Sri Lankan government also expressed its commitment to ensure non-discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity to UN Human Rights Council. This is Padoguri Hijra Sangh, a community-based organization in Dhaka. It provides various services to members of the Hijra community in the locality, including orientation, counseling, free distribution of condoms and lubricants. Such organizations provide similar services in all the 7 countries, benefiting the MSM and TG persons in these countries.
আমরা তো সেক্স করি বাইরে সেক্স করি অনেক ছেলেদের সাথে সেক্স করি কিন্তু আমরা বুঝতে পারি না যে এইসিবি শুনছি কিন্তু এইসিবি কি এগুলো জানতাম না তো পদ্মগুরি হিজড়ার সঙ্গে এখানে এসে কাউন্সেলিং করছে এক ছাড় কাউন্সেলিং করে জানতে পারলাম যে এইসিবি কি একটা কন্ডম কিভাবে ইউজ করে.
The project built the capacity of 1,618 community workers and 243 health providers on different aspects of HIV service delivery for MSM and TG people in 2017. Capacity building and institutional development of civil society and community-based organizations was a crucial aspect of the program. Technical assistance for capacity building initiatives and activities was provided by SaveTheChildren together with its regional partner, AppCom Foundation, to program partners.
Something that we do really well and something that has been part of the MSA grant is developing and creating strategic information. For us, strategic information means creating knowledge products that communities can use to advocate for their needs and rights with different stakeholders and also build their own capacity to respond to the epidemic.
They have learned me about escalator speech. For example, Bill Gates in the ground floor, both of you going to 18th floor. So you have 18th floor time, lift time. How do you speak with Bill Gates to receive funds from him to your organization? So this is a 1-minute speech. I got first prize on this speech.
Our plan was to mobilize 1 lakh rupees, and finally we mobilized around 82,000 rupees. With that money we already started to provide a nutrition food for PLHIV transgenders and Jogapas.
Over the course of the program's implementation, more than 150 CBOs were strengthened across all program countries. The successes and achievements that have come about are a result of excellent teamwork, dedication, and commitment of project team, partner organizations, and stakeholders concerned.
We are sure that the seeds that have been planted and the little trees that are already growing in these countries where the MSA grant was operational will continue and give beautiful fruits.
We are proud of our achievements in these last 8 years because we saw that legislative changes, for example, have been introduced in a number of countries. We also had direct service delivery, meaning diagnosis and testing, in Afghanistan and Pakistan, specifically for MSM and transgender, and now we see with satisfaction that the government itself started to pick up these kind of services, which is a way to ensure the sustainability of the program.
The program has generated strategic information, knowledge, and learning, thereby adding value to program efforts in building sustainability for HIV response in the region.
यो पोलिसी मेकर्ससँग कसरी काम गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ हामीलाई सिकायो उनीहरुसँग एप्रोच कसरी गर्ने हैन अनि त्यसपछि उनीहरुसँग एप्रोच गर्नको लागि के टुल्सहरु अपनाउने कसरी उनीहरु चाहिँ सेन्सिटाइज हुँदा रहेछन् हैन हाम्रो कुन पाटोले चाहिँ उनीहरुलाई चाहिँ एडभोकेसीको तौरले चाहिँ पोलिसी चेन्ज हुँदो रहेछ भन्ने कुरा पनि यो ग्रान्टले चाहिँ हामीलाई धेरै नै यो लेसन लर्न गराएको छ
সাস্টেনেবিলিটির জায়গায় আমরা এই মুহূর্তে যে কাজগুলো করছি আমরা নতুন নতুন কিছু প্রপোজাল লিখছি যেই প্রপোজালগুলো হচ্ছে জয়েন্ট এফোর্ট বা পার্টনারশিপ প্রপোজাল বলতে পারি যেখানে আমরা কিছু পোটেনশিয়াল সিবিওকে সিলেক্ট করেছি
Whatever we learn we are going to document the best practices which is going to share the respective state government as well as the government of India going to discuss with them and lobby with them how to incorporate in their regular HIV program.
Motivated by their achievements under the MSA program, all partners are committed to continuing their work and protecting the gains of the programs.
It was a matter of honor for us to be part of the national program in controlling the epidemic of HIV and mainstreaming issues of MSM in India.
We look back with some satisfaction, with some pride, and with some humility of a great learning experience of being able to have an insight into these communities. I think it's been a privilege, it's been an honor. We would also like to place on record our deep appreciation to all the community leaders, the participants, the stakeholders, the donors, the Global Fund, Save the Children. I think the support from Save the Children has also been fantastic with their mentoring, the scope for innovation and the flexibility, and yet keeping within the Global Fund guidelines.
HIV संक्रमणको दर पनि पहिलाको भन्दा यो पुरुष समलिङ्गी तेस्रो लिङ्गीहरुमा चाहिँ नि बिस्तारै घट्दै गएको अवस्था पनि रहेको छ र स्वास्थ्य संस्थामा सेवा लिन जाँदाखेरि जसरी पहिला लान्छना र भेदभावहरु प्रशस्त मात्रामा हुने गरेको समाचारहरु हामीले सुनेका थियौं भने अब चाहिँ बिस्तारै लान्छना र भेदभावका कामहरु क्रियाकलापहरु पनि घट्दै गएको महसुस चाहिँ भइरहेको छ
All of this would not be possible without the meaningful engagement of the community, starting from the conceptualization and followed by the implementation and the scale-up of the evidence-based interventions.
Our learning clearly tells us that 1990 goal is not a far cry. We can achieve it if we can integrate advocacy, capacity building together with the service delivery component. In the meantime, it's also very important to make the countries sustain the response.
it's a delight to see that as the program ends, that the governments of the countries, the national principal recipients have taken on and will carry this agenda forward. This all will help to really move forward the global agenda which Save the Children is also part of 90-90-90.
Through excellent teamwork, dedication, and commitment from all program stakeholders, MSA has contributed to reducing the impact of HIV on tens of thousands of MSM and transgender people.
It's been wonderful working with all of you. It was so intense, it was so emotional, it was so fulfilling in the meantime. You've been engaged with us, we've walked together, we've held hands, we've embraced one another. In my entire career, this has been the most rewarding experience for me.
The program has also improved their lives, restored their confidence and dignity, and given them new hopes and aspirations for the future.